coming to you from Leavenworth High School, and today we have got a UKC matchup for you between the Topeka West Chargers and the Leavenworth Pioneers. We are about 30 seconds away from opening ceremonies, and today the Pioneers take on the #1 team in 5A Kansas. Pioneers currently ranked number 24, so this would be an upset if they could pull it off. But they have been one of the more dominant teams in UKC play, especially early in the season. And if they can channel some of that energy that they've shown, they might have a great opportunity to do something historic tonight. I'm David Kemp alongside Davin Kuntz, and we are ready for some electric basketball.
Here we go with the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can stand for the presentation of the national colors. Leavenworth High School Army Junior ROTC Color Guard, commanded by Cadet Private Grant Hicks. Please remain standing for our national anthem.
And as we return, the color guard leaves the stage. Davin, we will have an excellent matchup here today. The Topeka Chargers. They are currently the only team remaining in conference play that is undefeated. They beat the fellow 4-win Topeka Seaman High School a couple weeks ago. They beat them 71-57, meaning they currently lead the conference outright. This would be a huge game. Now we hand it over to Kevin Miller, PA announcer, for your starting lineups.
6-foot senior, Gavin Munganga. 6'1" senior number 10, Javion Trey.
You know, David, I really think the height of this Topeka West Chargers team is really going to play a factor in this one. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starters over 6'1", 6 foot and 6'1" and above. The Leavenworth Pioneers only have 3 guys on their entire roster above 6'1", and 3 of them start.
They
All
had
3
a
of
lot
them
of
start.
problems with that against Piper with the 6'8", 6'7" players.
Yes, sir.
And now Kevin Miller gives you your Leavenworth Pioneer starters. We are back. Davin, this is a huge matchup. Currently, the Chargers have won 6 consecutive matchups against the Pioneers, but I believe that with this group of players, tonight could be the night we finally get over that hump.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a real challenge, David. The Pioneers have not looked great, I'll be honest, to start this season. They hit a few threes. Their opener against Turner, Lewisburg, won a tight one. Lewisburg's a 4A school, not quite at the level of 5A basketball. You know, I think it's really going to be a tough game for the Pioneers to overcome a big challenge of the Topeka West Chargers tonight.
They did a good job early in the year. They've struggled as of late. But again, even great teams go through their hardships. And hopefully, Davin, this is the night we finally break out of it. King up for the tip. Possession goes to Gunnar Alonso. He's on the break early. And already an early stoppage. 4 seconds into the game, we've already got to travel. Turnover.
Yeah, turnovers are going to be a real huge problem for this Pioneers basketball team. They're in a 2-3 zone, it looks like, or 3-2 zone, I'm sorry. Looks like, David, Topeka West Chargers have number 34. I believe that is Prince Lassiter inside.
You just look at the height difference on this team as this one goes to the outside. The shot rattles in and out. Gad Mungaga not able to get it to fall. A.J. Clark trying to make some things happen. Ball goes to Cheatham. King to Alonzo.
Gunnar Alonso has been a real big part of this Pioneer squad so far into this season, averaging over 20 points a game, is he? I'm not sure I agree with that call, David. I don't think he took 3 steps. I think that was continuation. I think it should have been a foul on the Chargers. 2 early travel calls for the Pioneers here.
Already struggling to stick to the fundamentals. A bit of controversy there, but the result's the result. Going up for the alley-oop, not able to get the layup to fall is Duncan. And possession goes back into the hands of Leavenworth.
You know, I think the Pioneers are really just going to try and get the Chargers to play slow in this game. They're a team who likes to get downhill fast, swing the ball, get open threes, and get open looks. The Pioneers are in a zone, meaning they want them to move as Rivani Cheatham goes up and misses a layup.
6:37 left on the clock, still no score. Duncan working his way up to the hoop, ends up losing control of it. Possession stays in the hands of Topeka West, much to the fans' chagrin. You could hear the groan echo through the stadium. Inbounding is Malachi Duncan. Into Trailer, to the outside. Pulls up for 3 and he drains it. Number 10, Javion Trailer, puts the Chargers on the scoreboard. Chargers on the court today. Purple tops, purple shorts. Different from the girls' team, which was all black. Meanwhile, the Pioneers in the home whites, looking classy as always. Dropping the layup in. Rivani Cheatham gets the and one. 6:08, and this physical brand of basketball that Leavenworth has got to stick to earns them not only the lay, but also a free throw to go along with it. Cheatham with a chance to tie things up early. 6:08 on the clock. Cheatham drains it. 3 tallies apiece. Alonzo playing heavy coverage on Malachi Duncan. Inside, back to Duncan. He shoots it from downtown. 6-3. And already 2 field goals from beyond the arc, and both of them have fallen. Adrian Brantley steps up for 3, and he drains it. Trading shots. Adrian Brantley able to keep him in the game early. 6-6. That one falls out. Minganga not able to get it to fall. back in the hands of Rivani Cheatham and your Leavenworth Pioneers.
Biggest player for Topeka West Chargers has picked up 2 early fouls. He's coming out of the game. That's a huge bonus for the Pioneers. I realistically don't think we have anyone on the court who can guard that guy.
Currently, Prince Lassiter, he is 6'6", the forward, and again, with only 2.5 minutes into this one, 2 fouls, he could be at risk of fouling out. That's a development to keep an eye on later. Gunnar Alonzo, being covered heavily, passes out to Clark for some support. A.J. Clark draws the foul, and the Pioneers are in business. Out of every team in Kansas, Topeka West is the highest rated public school. They are ranked 2nd overall behind only Life Prep. Meanwhile, the Pioneers are the opposite. They are ranked number 160 as they're going to call
Foul on King.
Keyshawn King commits his first foul of the game. First team foul of the game for your Pioneers. A huge development this season has been winning the fouls. That's an excellent steal by King. Unfortunately, ends up back in the hands of West. Trailer motioning to his team to calm down, slow things down. They are passing around the horn. Getting up into the paint for the lay. And they're going to call a travel.
3 early turnovers on the Topeka West Chargers. The Pioneers are really going to have to force them into making mistakes if they're going to want to come away with this one. 6-6 as we head into the second half of the first quarter.
A win today would be historic. Probably the biggest upset in Pioneer basketball history. Last season in football, as that looks like, we're going to get a quick timeout from Drew Leinbach, the coach. I really admire the way Leinbach runs this team. Even when they do go through a bit of rough patches, their culture is so good. And as they huddle back up and the band plays, again, we're already halfway through the first quarter, and we have a tie ball game. You think about the game of basketball, it's a game where anyone can beat anybody on any given night. And on a Tuesday night, even though the Pioneers are undoubtedly the underdog, you just look at leagues like the NBA. Just last night, the Charlotte Hornets beat Oklahoma City by 30. Best team in the league. Pioneers are by no means out of this one. Currently tied up at 6. They're going to try to stay in it early. And I think a big thing to focus as Clark passes to Cheatham. Davin, they can't dig themselves into too deep of a hole. As King tries to give him the lead, not able to get the rebound.
You know, David, I really think Keyshawn King plays a crucial role on this team, playing so much defense. That is the MO of this basketball team. But Keyshawn King, he just hasn't scored the basketball this year.
A.J. Clark directing traffic, looking for an opening. Brantley took a couple steps too many, not able to get out of the watchful eye of the referee.
Third travel call on the Pioneers here early.
That's something they got to be careful of. They're currently only trailing by 2. It feels like every shot that falls in for West, the Pioneers have a response. And in a lot of these games that they've lost, as this one goes out to Mungaga, he takes it up and drains it.
Nice fake there.
2-possession there. 2-possession game, 10-6. Pioneers trail. But in games like the Atchison matchup, they trailed by 9, came all the way back within 1, but at the end didn't have enough in the gas. Foul goes against the Pioneers. Leinbach walking onto the court.
That foul was on Topeka West, David.
Excuse me. Foul goes into Leavenworth possession. Leinbach is loving this brand of offense from his team. All your starters still on the court. Brantley racing towards the paint. Takes it outside for 3, not able to make it fall. Another thing that I think might benefit this team, as lots of contact on the inside, number 12, Malachi Duncan traveling.
Isaac
Man.
Butter checked into the game for the Pioneers.
Topeka West has so many frequent flyer miles with all the traveling they're doing so far.
That is true.
One of the things I was talking about with Adrian Brantley earlier today, just discussing this game, and we were talking about how all the pressure is off for the Pioneers. And he just said that having this opportunity against a team that people don't believe in them, as Brantley gets it to fall, as we're talking.
He's up to 5 points on the game.
With all the pressure off, this team is able to just play an authentic brand of basketball without having to worry about disappointing. All they have to go is up. And now only trailing by 2, A.J. Clark able to work his way. Brantley is wide open, so is King. King to Alonzo. Keep an eye on number 20, Isaac Butter. He has snuck through the defensive ends, through the defensive side of the court too many times, and you just got to think one of these days he's going to get the ball and make something happen.
That's just, I think that's just a bad decision by Keyshawn King there. He's in the paint. Look for Alonzo with 2 other guys there. Isaac Butter standing on the wing wide open. Isaac Butter's a great three-point shooter. If we give him an opportunity there, I think that one goes in.
Currently trailing 10-8, 1:44 on the clock. Topeka West. This one to the outside, the three-point shot, air balls it. And now trying to make something happen, anything. Ball goes to Brantley. For 3, Isaac Butter. What were you saying just now, Davin? Isaac Butter is
There
a
he
great
is.
three-point shooter. He is automatic, and now the Pioneers have their first lead of the game. Topeka West undefeated in conference play. Driving towards the hoop, trying to make something happen. Can't get it to fall. Second time, the rebound goes in for Javion Traylor. Topeka West, also another thing to think about, they're likely fatigued. They just played last night, as this one goes all the way out to Alonzo. Alonzo with an open 3, but instead he tries to direct traffic, trying to get physical in the paint. Getting a good box out, jump ball goes back to the Chargers.
No, that goes
Excuse
to
me,
the
it
Pioneers.
goes to
David.
Leavenworth. Good job holding on to that one. Almost got stripped.
Be on the watch for another Isaac Butter 3 here. A lot of times what Coach Leinbach likes to do is get the defense thinking one side, and then Isaac Butter sneaks out the back door of the other. As they inbound it to Davis. Butter trapped in the corner. Foul called on the Pioneers. It's going to be an illegal screen on A.J. Clark. That is his first foul on the night.
12-11. Currently, the Pioneers have committed 2 fouls. Topeka West. These purple jerseys are throwing me off. But they have already committed 4, giving the Pioneers a bonus, which could be critical if they draw another foul here with 20 seconds left to play. Not in any hurry, though, is Malachi Duncan.
Yeah, I believe the Topeka West Chargers coach is trying to set up a play here, getting his players in the right spots,
Only 10
looking for
seconds
that perfect
left.
last shot.
The shot clock is off. Topeka trying to get one last set of points in before the end of the half.
A carry is called on
It'll be
Gad
interesting
Mungaga.
It'll be interesting to see how Linebox sets this play up.
as the Pioneer crowd shouts, "You cannot do that."
The student section is getting lit tonight. Brantley throws it out to Butter, and he will drop it. The half court shot will not fall in. What are your biggest takeaways from the first quarter of play, Davin?
You know, I really think it's been a story of turnovers. Usually in these basketball games, you see 20, 15, 20 points being put up in the first quarter. The Pioneers have 4 turnovers. Topeka West Chargers have 4 turnovers. But also the 3-ball has played a big role in this one for the Pioneers. Adrian Brantley getting open on the wing for 3. Isaac Butter getting open to the left wing for 3. And I think the Pioneers are really just going to have to keep shooting the ball if they're going to stay in this one. The Pioneers have struggled all year long at the 3-point line, besides Isaac Butter, I would say. And I just think if they're going to stay in this one, they're just going to have to shoot the 3-ball well.
Top performers from the first quarter, definitely Isaac Butter and Adrian Brantley, both knocking down a 3 apiece. Brantley was also able to get in the paint for a lay, and they have just done such a great job at staying calm, cool, and collected. Again, pressure's off, down by 1, and in a game where a lot of people are saying that it's going to be a landslide, Leavenworth is in it.
It looks like the Chargers have been trying to get the ball to Malachi Duncan a lot. He really looks like their standout player for me. He's only got 3 points on the game. He's hit a 3, I believe, in the corner. But he just really looks like that's going to be the guy they try and get the ball to score the ball the most.
If the Pioneers can control Duncan, I believe they'll have an excellent shot at winning the game. Duncan. And just as we speak, he tries to pump fake. This one goes out to Mangaga. Tip from King. Back in the hands of Duncan. The Pioneer defense has been lights out. 13 seconds left on the play clock. The 3-pointer not gonna fall. In for the rebound is Mangaga.
Oh, come on. You cannot. I don't think you have an angle to call that foul. I believe, if anything, that's going to be a jump ball called on Keyshawn King. I believe that should not be a foul, David.
You got to let them play.
That is his second foul on the night as he comes out of the game.
And I didn't see any direct contact to the body. All
No.
I saw was hand-to-hand fighting
As
over
they
the
say,
ball.
David, I believe that is all ball.
Pump fake and sliding
Coach
out.
Linebacker was looking for a travel.
What a shot from Duncan. A nice little pivot step. Not happy about it is our coach.
That's Mngaga's 5th points on the night.
A.J. Clark, Gunnar Alonso getting pressed heavily. Adrian Brantley, step back 3! Yes! Yes, sir! Adrian Brantley brings the Pioneers within 1.
He's up to 7 points on the night, David.
He has been absolutely on fire. He must have made some corrections from his last game because a lot of those shots that he's put a little too much power in, as that long 3 will go in from Javion Taylor. But a lot of these shots that he is just sailing, I feel like he's really kept himself composed in this one. He has accounted for already half of the Pioneer scoring as he steps back for another 3. This one almost falls. Trey Tolbert now. Out to Cheatham. Cheatham takes a tumble, and they are going to...
I think they're going to get Javon Taylor on that one, David. That's going to be his 2nd foul of the night.
It appears they're going to send him not to the line, but instead they're going to let Clark inbound the ball. A.J. Clark trying to set up something. Linebach crouched down on the sideline. He can barely watch. Currently trailing by 3. But with some of these shots that Butter and Brantley have been making, that's definitely attainable. Don't forget about Gunnar Alonso, one of our previous athletes of the week for the winter season. He can definitely pull up. Cheatham driving to the hoop. Tries to get it to fall. They're going to call him for a travel. Took 3 steps before he released it.
I think that's a foul, David. I think they should have got Mnganga there on a foul.
A lot of this referee play has been frustrating at best.
Yeah. If
Early
that's what
on.
you want to call it.
Malachi Duncan. Back to Duncan. Every possession, it feels like the ball is in his hands. He's the playmaker. Him and Mangaga. Duncan, floater, and it's in. 19-14. And you know, a lot of these plays coming off
Duncan is up to 5 points on the night. He is tied for their leading scorer. I think the Pioneers are really just going to have to limit the inside buckets. Coach Leinbach has the Pioneers in a zone for this game. And what a zone should do is really, once they get in there, they just collapse down on them. But the Pioneers have not done that so far. They need to make the Topeka West Chargers settle 4 more threes. Get them, not leave them wide open, but leave them open enough to where they feel comfortable shooting it.
Overall, it's been an absolutely electric first 10 minutes of play or so. Pioneers currently on the wrong end of it, trailing by 5. But again, it feels like anyone's game. And, you know, talking about that referee play, 1 or 2 calls gone the other way could give the Pioneers.
One player who the Topeka West Chargers have done a really good job of taking out of this game is Gunnar Alonso. He has not scored yet on the night. He is usually the Pioneers' leading scorer, averaging over 20 points a game this season, just in front of Adrian Brantley. Adrian Brantley up to 8 points on the night.
Adrian Brantley, one of the stars for this lineup. He has struggled in recent appearances. Again, not getting a lot of those shots to fall, but he has shown out, and clearly he has some shoes to fill. Gunnar Alonso has not. He's been contained well.
Prince Lassiter checks back into the game. He picks up another foul. He's going to be out till halftime.
Trey Tolbert working his way around the arc. Clark to Brantley. Brantley takes a shot. It's too late. They're going to give possession back into the hands of
That's going to
West
be
High
a
School.
push on Cheatham. That is his first foul of the night.
Lots of contact going on in this game. Lots of calls going against Leavenworth. And it's nothing that you want to do if you're trying to win games. You got to stick to your fundamentals.
Great
Excellent.
defense by Trey Tolbert.
Trey Tolbert intercepting that pass. Brantley flashes a dunk. Instead, he just lays it up. Ball goes to Cheatham, and he is able to get the rebound.
He is up to 5 points on the night,
19-16.
David.
It is a 1-possession game. Get the ball to Brantley. Get the ball to Alonso. 1 more 3, and we're right back in it. Excellent rebound from Ravani Cheatham. Double teamed in the corner. Ball goes back to Trey Tolbert. Number 5, Trey Tolbert working his way down the court. Past half court to Alonso. Pump fakes. Driving to the net. Triple teams, not able to get the fall.
You know, David, I really believe Trey Tolbert is one of the best ball handlers on this Pioneer squad. He really doesn't get looked at. I believe he's underlooked by his coaches just because he doesn't score the basketball at a high rate, but he really takes care of the ball so well. I'm a fan of Trey Tolbert. As Gunnar Alonso gets into the free throw line and puts the basket in for an and one.
19-18, and now at the line, Davin, we have a chance to tie this game with only 4 minutes remaining in the half.
That would be huge for the Pioneers. You know, David, I think the Pioneers are a great defensive basketball team. I don't think we score the ball at a high enough rate, though. That is why we're dropping games. We held the Baser Bobcats to under 60 points. They had been averaging over 80 points a game last week, and now Gunnar Alonso misses the free throw. But we've got the Topeka West Chargers who have also averaged 75-plus points a game. We've got them at 19 points here with 4 minutes left in the first half.
This is a team that really has a lot of chemistry when they're working, and when they're not, it looks ugly. Today, it's been working. Lots of shots falling from Alonso and Brantley as this air ball.
Way off.
Air ball goes way over the rim. And now the Pioneers have a chance not just to tie, but to take the lead here. Alonso boxing out. Drives into the paint. Gets the layup, doesn't fall.
God dang it. We're going to have to get some of those shots to fall if we're going to win a chance to take the lead going into halftime.
3:25 left to play. Pioneers really just need to stay consistent.
Another wide open layup miss from the Pioneers there. They really just need to capitalize on Topeka West's defensive tragedies.
Mangaga passes it off to Paul. Kaimani Paul. Mangaga for 3, and it's in. 22-18. It feels like 1 step forward, 2 steps back for the Pioneers.
Munganga up to 8 points on the night.
He has been a force. And again, a lot of the Pioneer forces have been focused on shutting down number 12 on your screen. Malachi Duncan. But when you leave a sharpshooter like Mangaga out there, Adrian Brantley steps up for a three and bricks it off the front of the rim. He started off pretty strong. He struggled lately. I think that's his third consecutive three that he's bricked or airballed. As we've got a fast break, 2-on-2. AJ Clark trying to find an opening. Gets it thrown down. Cheatham with the rebound. Cheatham gets it to fall. 22-20. The Pioneers
Cheatham up
currently
to
trail.
7 points on the night.
2:14 left on the clock. Three-pointer not gonna fall. Possession appears to be going back in the hands of Leavenworth. Excuse me, it's a foul on Cheatham. Lots of contact in the paint on both sides, but the Pioneers received the call.
Cheatham's second foul. He's headed out of the game along with Tolbert.
Smart decision. With only 2 minutes left to play, you still have key figures like Butter and Brantley. Brantley's off the court. Butter and Alonzo. Save your star players. Don't let them foul out too early.
Substitution mistake on the Pioneers there.
Mangaga has been hard to mess with, but so is AJ Clark. Every time it feels like the Chargers are about to go on a tear, the Pioneers just stick their feet in the dirt as that one goes in. The shot from Jasper Phillips. But every single time it feels like things are getting out of hand, the Pioneers have been able to have a response. Inside to King. Ball goes off the foot of number 34, Prince Lassitier. Coming back into the game is Kimani Paul, and now Adrian Brantley. He's a hot and cold kind of player. He's back in for Leavenworth. AJ Clark trying to put some pressure.
I just don't believe that's a foul. I mean, I'm glad he called it because I think he would have taken it the other way and maybe gotten the basket, but I just don't think that's a foul on AJ Clark there, as the Pioneers have their fourth team foul.
In the quarter. 1:15 left to play until halftime. Halftime, we will take a quick break, and then after about a 9-minute halftime, we will be back for more action. Topeka West, that shot will go in and out. Mangaga isn't perfect. Mangaga back to the outside. Paul will draw the foul. Another thing to avoid, Pioneers can't be overcompensating for their mistakes. They can't be overcorrecting to the point where they're playing so aggressive that they're just getting sloppy on defense.
Yeah,
Again, even if we don't agree with all the calls that are going Topeka's way, at the end of the day, the scoreboard is all that matters, and it's starting to slip away from them here.
The Chargers have hit 6 threes in this half of basketball. I know they shoot it well, but I just don't know if they can keep that up for 2 full halves of basketball. I mean, those are great shooting statistics at the high school level.
Well, in our conference, they're undefeated for a reason. Pioneers need to find some kind of answer. As Alonzo, was his foot really out of bounds?
I do not believe so,
What
David.
kind of a
I
call
don't have
was
a great
that?
angle. I mean, they got a better angle than I do on the court, but that's just,
A
I
clean
just don't
play.
think I agree with that one.
And now trying to preserve
Pioneers
clock.
up to 7 turnovers on the game.
Adrian Brantley and Malachi Duncan playing a little bit of hot potato there. Ball goes to Phillips, back to Duncan. From the outside, Paul, and he bricks it. Isaac Butter wide open down court, but Contravion Tolbert trying to slow the pace down. Gunnar Alonzo. And it looks like we're gonna have 21 seconds left on the clock. Pioneers currently trail by 8,
30-second
and that could turn into more soon.
Yeah, Pioneers have 7 turnovers on the night. That's just not. I mean, they're on pace for 14 turnovers in this one, David. I just don't think that's going to. I mean, the Chargers only have 4 on the night as they've hit 6 threes. That counts for 18 of their 30 points, and I believe 4 of those points have been at the free throw line. They've only gotten 8 points inside.
Again, going back to what I was saying about overcompensating, you brought up how the Pioneers have been notorious against tall teams to just really struggle to keep up. And they've done a good job at containing a lot of those centers and forwards in the paint. But as a result, there's a lot of open space on the outsides around the horn. And when you leave guys like Gad Mungaga wide open, it's not going to end well for you, and the scoreboard reflects that right now. A lot of optimism coming out of the first quarter, down by only 1, but now 30-22. They've got to figure something out. I'm sure Leinbach has something ready for the break. Again, currently the Pioneers have 2 players. They had 3 a second ago, all in the paint. And a wide open shot from Kimani Paul. That's the kind of stuff you can't let happen. Flying out of bounds is Jasper Phillips, not able to get a hold on it. And now with 3 seconds, time for maybe one more shot before the buzzer. One eye on the scoreboard, one eye on his teammates. Alonzo, and they're just gonna take it to the break. No shot. And Davin, final score after the first 16 minutes of play. 30 for the Chargers, 22 for Leavenworth. What needs to change to turn this score around?
You know, David, I think the Pioneers are playing great basketball right now. They're hanging in there, only down 8 points at the half. I think the Pioneers, what they need to do is they just need to stay consistent from the 3-point line. If they're going to stay in this game, they're going to have to find guys like Gunnar Alonso in the lane. They're going to have to get shots up. I think a missed shot is better than a turnover in every single statistical category ever. I think the Pioneers just need to put more shots up, less turnovers, less fouls on our end, and I think the Pioneers will be just fine in this one.
When you put the ball up, good things can happen. And we saw that in the first quarter, especially with Adrian Brantley and Isaac Butter just draining everything that left their hands. We'll have to see if they can regain some of that consistency as we move on.
I think my guy heading into the second half is going to be Gunnar Alonso. I'm excited to see what he can do once he finds lanes and open spots in this Topeka West defense as we'll head into our 9-minute break.
He is such an X factor. And Davin, having a great time calling a game with you so far. We are going to sign off for a brief moment. We will be back. And right now, your score at halftime. Topeka West High School, 30. Leavenworth Pioneers, 22. back inside Leavenworth High School. I'm David Kemp doing play-by-play for you in the second half alongside Davin Kuntz. Davin, the Pioneers currently trail by 8, but they played a good brain of basketball in the first half.
Yeah, I was really impressed by the Pioneers team. You know, I was not optimistic coming into this game, I'll be honest. But now, heading into the second half, I really think the Pioneers have a shot to make up this 8-point deficit and come back and win a basketball game here, David.
This third quarter is going to be consequential to the outcome of this game and potentially even the season. Just a reminder, just last year, the Pioneers really struggled. They went 2-16, but now with 2 wins early in the year, it's only game 6. A win would mean everything for this basketball program. Biggest upset in school history and potentially the biggest upset of the year in all of Kansas.
You know, David, I'd be really impressed to see this basketball team come away with the win, but I think we have the means to do it from what I saw in that first half.
Lots of encouraging signs, a few questionable calls, and some lackluster turnover play, keeping the Pioneers on the losing side of this one.
I think if we see 8 points from Gunnar Alonso, that cuts that 8-point deficit, because I believe that Rivani Cheatham, A.J. Clark, Isaac Butter, and Adrian Bentley will keep up what they have been doing so far. As for the Topeka West Chargers, I think that we're really going to have to shut down Gad Manganga at the 3-point line. He is up to 3 threes. He's got 9 points, as Jasper Phillips has 6, Javon Taylor with 4,
Clark.
Malachi Duncan with 5, and Kimani Paul with 2.
We are back underway here. A.J. Clark trying to get
Fans
things
begging
started.
for a travel.
Gunnar tosses it up. Not able to get it to fall, but he will draw the shooting foul. 2 shots from the line, and you said, is Gunnar Alonso still scoreless? Because it looks like he won't be for much longer. He's got 2 more shots, a chance to bring the Pioneers within 6. He is almost automatic from the free throw line. Don't want to jinx it. 7:45 left to play in the third quarter. We are just underway in the second half.
He's up to 3 points on the day.
For those of you just joining us, Leavenworth Pioneers come into this game on a 3-game losing streak. They're struggling after one of the best starts to the season in history. But they have stayed in this game against the number 2 team in Kansas, the number 1 public school in Kansas, and the only undefeated team left in the conference. That one will fall for number 34, Prince Lassitier.
Lead up to 9 for the Chargers as A.J. Clark brings the ball up the court.
Clark around the half-court line, right on the logo. Brantley back to Clark. Caught him by a bit of a surprise there. Inside the paint. Airmails the shot. Alonso. 4 points already for Gunnar Alonso. And Davin, it's almost like you can read Coach Leinbach's mind. He has been designing plays in that halftime. You could see him with the clipboard as that 3-pointer will fall.
And like you said in the first half, David, you are right. It looks like this Pioneers team has just taken 1 step forward and 2 steps back. As Gad Manganga hits his 4th 3-pointer of the game, as Rivani Cheatham puts in a nice finger roll layup, up to 9 points on the day for Rivani Cheatham.
8-point deficit rises to 10. This has been a fast-paced second half already, 37-27. Rivani Cheatham.
Duncan up to 7 on the day.
Adrian Brantley to Cheatham. Wide open. 1 against 1. He falls on
Where
his
is the
back.
foul for Cheatham?
I'll tell you who got cheated there. Not Rivani Cheatham, but the refs. The refs cheated him. 40-29. A.J. Clark. I believe that the Pioneers have scored on every possession.
No way.
As that gets called for a questionable foul.
Clark up to
Up until that point, the Pioneers had scored on every possession, but 3 of the 4 shots that went in for Topeka West have been for 3 points. That's really what's harmed them.
The Pioneers just kind of have to shut down Topeka West at the 3-point line. They've had 3 threes wide open, it seems, here in the third quarter already, only 2 minutes and 10 seconds in.
Loading up in the paint would be the obvious solution against a team with 5 players over 6'5". But
when they shoot the
they're
ball
all
as well as
shooters,
this, like that, and a 3-pointer,
Gad Mungaga does not quit.
That's his 5th 3 on the night.
Keyshawn King into Tober. Tober put a little too much behind that one. 43-29, 14-point deficit. Gad Mungaga has King flying out of bounds.
You know, that's a guy I'm really surprised has not scored tonight as Prince Lassiter puts in his first bucket. Timeout on the floor by Coach Leinbach. The Pioneers, you know, coming into this half, I thought they needed to score the ball. They scored it, did not defend it.
It feels like they just can't pick. In the first half, they just were locked down D. They had such a good defense that was strong, and it was just incredible to see how they were holding up against one of the best attacks in the state. Second half rolls around, they have already scored their average for a quarter in the first half. They've already done that in 3 minutes. 15 points since the break. They have outscored. They're on a 15-7 run. And if we don't do something soon, this is going to be out of reach real quick. 16-point deficit.
Down 8 at half, down 16 now. The lead has doubled for the Chargers here. I think the Pioneers need to get 4 to 6 points here coming out of this timeout. They're going to need a 4 to 6 point run if they're going to get back into this basketball game. As Gunnar Alonso points to his team and tells them what to do going into this second half of the third period.
All starters back on the court with exception of A.J. Clark.
He's up to 3 fouls. Foul trouble for A.J. Clark is why he came out of the game.
Trey Tolbert is on the floor. Other than that, starters are fresh. Adrian Brantley well across the half-court line. Everyone else in Leavenworth playing deep in their own territory. Cheatham, good handles. He will draw the foul. 45-29. This crowd quieted down a little bit.
Cheatham is your leading scorer on the night for the Pioneers. He has 9 points.
And he has a chance to put up some
11
more.
points.
He has a chance to put up some more from the free throw line. The and one will fall. 45-30, 15-point difference. Excuse me, not an and one. He did not make that play where he was thrown onto his back.
Right. Rivani knocks in the second one. He's up to 13 points on the night. This is really a standout game from Rivani Cheatham.
That's the kind of thing that happens when some of our other stars, like Tolbert and as that one will fall in. Some of our other stars like Tolbert and Alonzo are shut down. You have guys like Cheatham who will really shine.
Pioneers trailing by 16, really needing a big shot here to go in. Tolbert.
Travion Tolbert with the underhand reverse layup. Are you kidding me? 47-33. Pioneers are biting and clawing their way back.
And you know, David, it might be tough to believe, but I believe those are Contravion Tolbert's first 2 points on the year.
Are you kidding me?
I believe so.
He has been such a good role player for this team. Not necessarily the guy.
Seems like he's contributed to more points than he has scored himself.
That is true.
Pioneers up to 9
with the
turnovers
steal.
on the night.
Such a good defender.
Topeka West up to 5
Travion
now.
Tolbert with the steal. Working his way. He's got lots of options. Brantley, King, Cheatham, and Alonzo all on the floor. Adrian Brantley, float to 3. Thank you very much. Adrian Brantley for 3. What a play. 47-36, and just like you were talking about, we got to take some of these shots. And you know who else is taking shots? Gad Mungaga. We can't stop him.
You know, David, I really feel like I've heard his name in just about every other sentence you've said tonight. He's up to 6 threes, 18 points for Gad.
He is making sure I never mispronounce his name again. Racing back down the court. Ball back in the hands of the Chargers. A 14-point lead. This one goes up and gets floated off the front of the rim. 2:55 left in the quarter. 50-36, Pioneers trailing. Travion Tolbert trying to slow things down. Trey looking for his options. Alonzo surveying the land. Cheatham to Tolbert. Tolbert to Alonzo. A legal screen called on Leavenworth.
That'll be Rivani Cheatham's third personal foul.
Third personal foul, 50-36. 2:32 on the clock. Pioneers are getting some stuff to fall, but when Gad Mungaga is on the loose, you gotta find some defense.
He's 6 for 8 from 3 tonight. Just not missing too many shots. He came off the floor, I believe, on that last possession.
As this one will come up.
That's off the hand of Jasper
bench
Phillips.
Can shoot. Jasper Phillips, 53-36. Again, coming off the sideline.
9 points for Phillips on the night.
And another steal. This one by Cord Fox. What a block! Keyshawn King saying no thank you. Slapping that one out of the court.
You know, I heard rumors that Keyshawn King was betting 3 paychecks that he wasn't going to get dunked on tonight. That is not getting dunked on.
Keyshawn King with the denial of the year, denial of the century. Another thing to mention, Topeka West has not thrown down a dunk all day, as that one will go against the Pioneers. First personal foul of the game for Adrian Brantley. He's managed to keep a clean record so far. 53-38 with 53-36, excuse me. 1:48 remaining on the clock in the third quarter of play.
You know that last time out, David, I told you that the Pioneers were going to have to score 6 to 8 more points. They've done exactly that. They just haven't stopped the Topeka West Chargers. As Topeka West, I believe, has made six threes this half.
And we're not even done with the third quarter. Gad Money Mungaia.
They made six. I think they made 6, 7 threes in the first half. Now this half, they've made 6. I said that I didn't think they could keep up the pace. They've doubled their pace from the first half.
Number 12, Malachi Duncan inbounding. Triple teamed. And that one's going to go in. And then when you do actually cover the edges like Gad Mungaga, Malachi Duncan is just in there unprotected. Gunnar Alonzo looking for an opening. They're going to call him for
That's not a
travel.
carry. Takes one step with the ball on his hip. I think that's a bad call. Pioneers
Bad
down
call or
19.
not. Leavenworth is going to need the comeback of the century to come back from this one. Drawing the foul is Keyshawn King. It's not over yet, but it's not looking
That's
pretty.
Corday Fox's first foul on the night.
Corday Fox, he's only a sophomore, but he's definitely made an impact in this game off the bench.
Yeah, he's had 2 threes, David, and played some really good defense for the Topeka West Chargers as Keyshawn gears up for his first free throw.
And that will not fall. If we're gonna struggle with this, we need to at least make the easy ones. And that's something that Leavenworth has not been doing. Another player to look out for in the future if you're a Pioneer fan. You know Gad Mungaga, one of the top performers of this game. He has a younger brother too. Josiah Mungaga, similar build. He's a point guard. He's only a sophomore, so we'll be dealing with him. The Mongaga line is not done with Topeka, Kansas. Lots of
The
physicality
foul
on the
is
other
called
side.
on, I believe, Keyshawn King.
Things are getting heated.
I think he walked with that basketball before a foul there. I know I've complained a lot tonight, but I truly believe that should not be a foul call, as I feel like I've said that 100 times tonight, David.
Doesn't get any less true. 109 left to play here in the third. 55-37. Malachi Duncan.
And that last free throw was Keyshawn King's first points of the night.
He is a guy that we said early on was going to be an X factor, and clearly they've shut him down and the rest of the Pioneer offense.
10 left on the clock here. As Prince drops his shoulder into Adrian Brantley. Brantley falling down on the impact. No foul call from the official there. As Coach Leinbach gets a technical foul, and I believe that he should have. That is deserved by Coach Leinbach. And he gets a double technical. He is out of the game.
Yes.
I believe Coach Leinbach should have done that. I would have done the same thing if I'm on the floor personally. Coach Leinbach getting heated at these officials as he is out of the game. Standing up for his player, Adrian Brantley, as he does exactly what Coach Leinbach teaches. Get bumped one time. On the second one, fall down as you should. And there is no foul called, as I feel like I've said 100,000 times tonight.
The student section is erupting right now. Coach Leinbach getting carried by his assistant.
Coach Leinbach's showing some heart for this Pioneers basketball team, down 20 in the third quarter.
What? He has sat on that bench this entire game, taking it and taking it and taking it as play after play. Missed travel call after missed travel call. Shoulder after shoulder, just knocking Pioneers on the ground left and right.
And as they say, ball don't lie, as Malachi Duncan misses the free throw.
Coach Drew Leinbach, definitely someone.
Malachi Duncan misses the second one. I believe ball does not lie, ladies and gentlemen.
The student section is screaming right now. You can hear the stands pumping. He makes the third one. But man, you can feel the pressure. Currently down by 21. And honestly, Davin, I have so much respect for Coach Leinbach right now.
As he gets the second one to fall, Malachi Duncan up to 12 points on the night. Samuel Davis taking over at head coach for the Pioneers, asking a question to the official right now.
Interim Sam Davis coming into the game now. And inbounding Javion Trailer after the technical. On the floor for your Pioneers at the moment. We've got Quee Davis, Adrian Brantley, Keyshawn King, AJ Clark, and Katravion Tolbert. Motioning to his teammates. Adrian Brantley playing physical, and he gets. What are we doing?
That is just not a foul, David Kemp.
Adrian Brantley getting.
I don't know if this official is in his
again.
feelings or what, but I've seen call after call not go the Pioneers' way tonight. And I'm just wondering what he is seeing on the floor that I am not seeing up here.
Bird's eye view from the booth. Second personal foul against number 23.
That's Brantley.
And again, he got robbed a second ago on the no call.
As Lassiter's at the line.
Drains the first one.
He's up to 6 points on the night. 7 points on the night.
Lassiter. The shot, and it's in. 61-37.
8 points on the night for Lassiter.
Third quarter winding down to an end here soon. Alonzo triple teams King. And that one will go out of play off of Javion Trailer's fingertips.
Pioneers have 11 turnovers on the night to Topeka West only 6. That's a 5 turnover difference. That's 5 extra possessions that we have gifted the Topeka West Chargers tonight. I believe that has been a turning factor in this game, as well as the 3-point capitalization they have had. As Gunnar Alonso tries to get around the jumping 6'6" Prince Lassiter on that last shot, maybe looking to draw a foul.
Got a little tricky, wasn't able to get it to drop. But Leavenworth, 8 minutes left to play, and Davin, anything that I said about this team maybe being fatigued after playing last night, throw that out the window. They've only gotten stronger as the game went on. After one quarter, they led by 1. After the second quarter, it was 8. Now the deficit is 24. Not looking good to be a Pioneers fan right now. Now, winning this game already would be historic, but I think that a comeback at this point, borderline impossible. If they could pull that off, I've seen it all.
I think the Pioneers are I think the way you get back into games like this, down 24 of the Pioneers, I think you just got to chip. You know, you can think about it, 8 threes get you back into this game, but realistically, we're not going to hit 8 threes in the next 5 minutes. I think we need a 2 here, a 2 there, slowly chip. Maybe by the time it gets to 5 points, we've cut this lead down to, down to 12 or 13 points, and then we cut it in half again, and then we're down only 5 points heading into the last 2 minutes of this ball game. I think I can see the Pioneers realistically doing that, as we're not going to get it all back in the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Give yourself an opportunity. That's what the Pioneers need here. To leave themselves in it, keep it close. As the ball goes into Javion Trailer. Kamani Paul. Paul back to Trailer. Around the horn. Goes for the alley-oop, and he can't get it to fall. Pioneer student section is loving that one. Gunnar Alonso getting physical.
That is not a charge.
Charging.
He steps up into the lane as Gunnar Alonso is smoothing by. I believe this official is just in his feelings, as he's been for the last 2 quarters of basketball.
Davin, I wish I could say I was surprised, but I can't say that.
As Sam Davis and Gunnar Alonso are jogging back and forth. Sam Davis trying to get him to play his own game. But Gunnar Alonso, I believe, is upset with that call, as I think everyone in this building who is wearing blue should be.
Ball goes to the outside. Paul on the far corner. Taking the shot, not able to get it to fall.
Lassiter and 1.
63-37. And Davin, I'm starting to see the talent difference here.
Yeah, I believe tonight Topeka West has just showed that they're the more talented team. As the Pioneers, they stayed in it for the first quarter, 2 quarters. But I believe as we move on in this game, the Chargers are just going to pull further and further away as Lassiter makes the free throw, giving the Chargers a 27-point lead, 37 Pioneers, 64 Chargers.
And this has been the story of the year, as Brantley to Alonso and then gets back to Clark. This has been the story of the year, both in the Atchison game and the Piper game. The Pioneers got off to a lead, kept things close, as that one will go out of play.
Lassiter stepped out of bounds there.
But they've kept things close. Just look at the Piper game. They were down 1 at halftime before dropping that one by 25 points. Look at the Atchison game. They were down 9 before doing the opposite, coming back within 1 before choking late. This is a team that if they want to make it in the playoffs and make a deep run, they're going to call that foul on Topeka West. Finally,
that's
the
gonna
Pioneers
be a
get
foul
something.
on Kimani Paul. That's his 2nd on the night.
Gunnar Alonso inbounding it to Cheatham. Catravion Tolbert. Trey Tolbert to Alonso in the paint. Gets called for
Where
a travel.
is the travel?
He didn't pick up his foot. Even the Topeka West players are shaking their heads in disbelief. You can just look at Kimani Paul's face, and he knows they got a gift there. 640.
Just because you have a whistle,
64-37.
David, does not mean you have to use it. Because I believe the official on the far side has used this whistle way too much on the Pioneers here in the second half. I hate complaining about them, but when I see it go this badly, I just can't help it but say.
Would the Chargers win without all the blown calls? I believe so. But when you look at how bad it is on the scoreboard, as another one falls for Gavin
As Mungaga hits his 7th three of the night, up to 21 points.
I am going to be saying Mungaga in my sleep tonight. And that is the 67th point scored by Topeka West, 67-37.
As the clock surpasses 6:07.
That one goes up and falls in. Finally, the Pioneers get something back on, 67-39.
Cheatham up to
5:51 left to
13 on
play.
the night,
To the outside.
14.
And dunking it. I wish I could say I was surprised, but with how this second half is gone, I've seen it all.
Kilmonty Paul up to 7 points on the night. Keymani Paul, sorry.
We
Clark at the line. That foul is on number 12.
I hate to say it, but this
Malachi Duncan.
is really how this whole year has felt to be a Pioneer fan in these stands. Got 2 quick wins early against a 4A program, and then Turner, who is still winless in the conference, as the first one falls from A.J. Clark. And then I think the frustrating thing, when you look at the final scores, Davin, of all these games, the Baser game, the Piper game, the Atchison game, they've been in all of them.
If you look
And
at
they
the
just
score
can't
box
finish
throughout
the
the game,
job.
they've been in it. But if you look at the final score, it tells a different story.
The third and fourth quarter has been a terrible, it's been a nightmare for these teams.
The only game I believe we got down early was against the Baser Bobcats.
Adrian Brantley playing physical, gets the steal, has it, goes to Cheatham, and he drops the breakaway lane. You are not stopping
Right,
that
Cheatham
man.
up to 16 points on the night.
Number
leading
4.
scorer for your Pioneers.
If only someone else on this team could step up. Rivani Cheatham has been going off tonight. 69-42. Pioneers trail by a lot. 4:19 left on the clock.
You know, David, down 27 here with 4 minutes left. I think it's safe to say, as
Mungaga!
Mungaga
Stop!
to his 8th three on
Adrian
the
Brantley
night.
throws up a
As I
3,
hear
and that
David
one is not
going
going to fall.
Crazy over there.
That one is not going to fall. It's a 30-point deficit. This one goes up.
And Brantley with
What
the
a block! Adrian Brantley! Oh boy, what a stop there.
As Topeka
I
West
will
takes
say,
a 30-point lead.
even if this game is remembered as a wash or a disappointment, this team has grit. You could see it from Coach Leinbach screaming at the officials and just getting his team fired up to these critical blocks by Keyshawn King, as Keyshawn King is on another breakaway. King gets the layup, and it's in, 72-44. 3:11 left on the clock, but they have a never-say-die attitude, and I will say, Davin, things look bad right now. King takes another layup. This one doesn't fall in. Rivani Cheatham gets the rebound. It still doesn't fall in. That was frustrating. But keep in mind, Piper, Baser, Linwood has another steal by King. I can't get a word out without this team doing something exciting. And headed to the line is Keyshawn King. Excuse me, that is Key Davis. Quee Davis getting to take 2 from the line here. Has he put up any points so far?
Syquis Davis has No points on the night as he's at the free throw line looking for his first of the night.
He's got a chance to pull through. But one thing I will note, Davin, when we look at these teams and you think about as that one will fall, you think about the prime talents of this division.
You think it's Topeka West first.
We've been able to compete with every single team we've played. Look at it. Topeka West, Piper, and Baser Linwood, all in the top 5 of our conference. Topeka West is the best team in Kansas, for crying out loud. And so the fact that we were able to hang with them at all, even if we couldn't finish the job, has been encouraging. It gives us encouragement, especially against some of our rivals later on. We played Lansing twice this year in the battle for Eisenhower, and that's a game we lost both times last year. I personally believe we're gonna whoop.
Did you know,
David?
I was at both of those games, and we lost both those games by 5. Lansing has all of their returning starters. We graduated pretty much nobody. I mean, Nyshawn Thomas was a big part, but pretty much nobody. I think it's going to be another great game this year against Lansing, as I don't think we'll be back in this gym for a couple of weeks until we play Shawnee Heights.
Our next telecast will be on January 27th. We will have what it appears to be Terry Matthew and Mason Bentley in the booth. Minute 40 left to play. David Kemp here doing play-by-play alongside Davin Kuntz. 72-46. It seems to be a lost cause for the Pioneers, but of a lot of encouraging things to see today.
Yeah, you know, the Pioneers team, as we wind down here, really surprised me in the first half. Second half, I saw kind of what I've been seeing all year long. Is we make a shot, we don't get back on defense, they hit a 3, then we just get down on ourselves. You know, I really thought Coach Linebaugh getting kicked out of the game would have been a spark, as Jamarion Jefferson misses a 3. I thought Coach Linebaugh getting kicked out of the game might have shown a spark, as it did for about 2 possessions, and then Pioneers fell out of this one pretty much for good, as it looks like they're going to drop this one by 28 or more. This Trey Tolbert misses a 3. Jefferson with the rebound. Jump ball going the way of the Pioneers as the clock hits 48.
Shot clock is still on for not much longer. Full timeout charged to, it appears, the Pioneers. And 47.3 seconds left to play. Girls team was able to get a win. Boys team not as lucky. But again, when you look at the progression of this game, if we can finish the job, especially at some of these winnable games, we're playing against Lansing later in the year, a team that currently finds themselves near the bottom of the conference. We really have a shot to have a decent season at the very least, and maybe qualify for the playoffs for the first time since, I believe, the 23 season.
You know, David, I believe that really the deciding factor in this game was Gad Munganga. 9 threes on the night, 27 points, all coming from the three-point line. I mean, at the high school level, I don't know if you can put together much better of a three-point showdown.
I cannot remember the last time I have seen a high school athlete single-handedly dominate a defense like that. Baseball, basketball, football, I have never seen anything like this. As Isaac Butter throws up a 3 and bricks it. Layup, goes up, doesn't fall. But Gad Mungaga is tearing up this team. This whole...
And you know, I believe that the Pioneers may have just lost him tonight.
Malachi Duncan.
Coming into this game, Munganga was just not a guy that I looked at too heavily, as he is the shortest player in their starting lineup, standing at only 6 feet tall, with Javon Traylor, Malachi Duncan, Kilmonty Paul, and Prince Laster all standing at 6'3" or above. He just kind of looked like the odd man out on this starting lineup.
But now we know why they put him there. Isaac
shoots
Butter
a half-court shot off the mark as we end this one.
Final buzzer. This game is over. Davin, your final score. Leavenworth 47, Topeka West High School 74. Davin, a lot of encouraging things to see. Ultimately, the Pioneers were on the wrong end of this result. Yeah, what's your outlook for the future of this team?
You know, someone I was really impressed with tonight was Rivani Cheatham. Rivani Cheatham dropped a season high 16 points tonight, and I will be honest, I did not expect it. I've seen the work he puts in day after day, and he scores a lot of points in practice scrimmages and practice everything else, but he just has not showed it on the basketball court. But today, Rivani Cheatham really put on a show for the Pioneers as they dropped this one.
Cheatham was such a good player. Several good athletes, but overall they just couldn't overcome the show put on by Gad Mungaga. He single-handedly tore up our defense, the entire game plan. Drew Leinbach ends up getting thrown out of this game, so we will see.
As the Chargers only have 6 players scoring, all scoring 7 points or above.
Overall, though, Davin, it was a good game. We found ourselves on the wrong end of this result, but I had a great time calling this game with you. Thank you for being in the booth with me tonight. Your final score, the Leavenworth Pioneers 47 and the Topeka West Chargers 74. The Pioneers, our next telecast will be on January 27th when we host the Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds.
That'll be with Mason Bentley and Terry Matthew.
Up here in the PTV broadcast booth. We thank you all for watching, and so long and good night.